Hello friends, this is a 2-mark question on computer networks on topic routing and congestion control. The question reads as follows: which of the following parameters changes at each and every router in the routing process? And here we are given 4 parameters of the IPv4 header. The first parameter is time to leave or a TTL. TTL is a 8-bit field used to prevent looping of packets in the network, and this is done by specifying the lifetime of the packet. In practice, TTL generally stores the hop count for the packet, that is, the number of hops for which the packet is valid. For example, consider the following network where there are 3 routers between client and server. So, if we need to send a packet from client to the server, we need to send the packet with TTL set to at least 4 because there are 4 hops between client and server, and this TTL field is decremented at each intermediate router during the routing process. So the first option will change at each and every router in the routing process. Now let us look at the second parameter, which is more fragment bit or MF bit. This is a 1-bit field which is set for all the fragments of a packet except the last fragment. Let us consider that link between R1 and R2 has a MTU of 3000 bytes, whereas link between R2 and R3 has a MTU of 1500 bytes. So if we send the packet of size 3000 bytes, it need to be fragmented at router R2 because the link cannot carry beyond 1500 bytes. So the fragmented packets for the original packet would be as follows. The original packet will have 20 bytes of header and rest of the data. So we fragment it into 3 fragments, where the first and second fragment will have 20 bytes of header each and 1480 bytes of data, while the third fragment will have 20 byte of header as well as 20 byte of data. Now the more fragment bit or MF bit for this fragment would be 1, 1 and 0 respectively, because there are fragments after the first and second fragments but no fragment following the third fragment. So as can be seen, the more fragment bit can change during the routing process. For the original fragment, more fragment bit would be 0 because there are no fragment for the original packet. So second parameter is also changing during the routing process. Now the third parameter is fragment offset. Fragment offset is a 13-bit field which specifies the offset of a particular fragment relative to the beginning of original unfragmented datagram. That is, if we consider these 3 fragments, the fragment offset field for these 3 fragments would be look like this. Here the fragment offset is specified in unit of 8-byte block. The offset is 0 for the first fragment because the data in this fragment start related to the original packet at offset 0. Similarly, the offset for the second fragment is 185 because the data in this fragment start at offset of 185 into 8, which is equivalent to 1480 relative to the original packet. Similarly for the third fragment. So as can be seen from this, the offset build can also change during the routing process. Now let us look at the fourth parameter, which is nothing but the 16-bit datagram length or total length. This field denotes the size of a packet in bytes. For example, the total length for the original packet would be 3000 bytes, whereas for 3 fragments would be 1500, 1500 and 40 bytes respectively. So as can be seen from this, even the total length field also changes during the routing process. So the correct answer to above question would be all the parameters, which is fourth option. Thank you.